Hi everyone, Sarah from Mimi Design. I'm going to give you just a quick tutorial on the handprint sign. It will already come painted white, and yours will probably have a frame, but mine does not. So just imagine a frame there. You're going to start with the stencil, and then you'll do the handprints after. So let's start with the stencil. You're going to flip it over, white side up, and you're going to peel off the white away from the blue. But you see all these little things popping up. You're going to want to make sure all of those inside the letters stay down. Just take your time and peel. All those little guys need to stay down. I just like to fold it and keep going instead of rolling it. Just get them all down. After it's peeled, you can flip it over, and you're going to rest yours right inside of the frame. You're going to want to make sure that it's lined up. That way you know that the letters are going to be straight. And then you're going to rub it down. If you want, you can take a credit card and help rub it down, but it should be fine. Once it's rubbed down, then you can take that clear tape off. Again, if any of the little pieces want to pop up on you, oh, I just put that one off. You're going to want to make sure they stay in. Just like that. Or if like this little inside here came off, you can get your pin. Okay. Once it's at this point, then you're going to do, and if anything moved, you can tell this moved a little bit. You can take your pin and kind of scoot it right back where it needs to go. So it looks good. Mod Podge is going to be the one that has the MP on it. You are going to dip in. Let's see how much is on that. You want to get all of that off. You want really light coats. So if you see white, that means it's too heavy. So go ahead and just do one light coat of the Mod Podge. So you don't want to blow dry this Mod Podge. You want your coat so light you won't need to blow dry it, but you want it to dry naturally because you don't want to blow dry this blue vinyl. Once your one coat of Mod Podge is dry, you can start with the paint, and it's going to be the same technique. You're going to dip in, but again, that is way too heavy, so you're going to get all of it off until it's almost dry. And then you're going to do 2, maybe even 3 coats of dry coats. So you see how light that is? That's how light you're going to want your coats, or your first coat especially. It's not going to look great, but it's just your first coat. It's going to look better and better. This is the way you're going to be able to build up those coats so that you don't get bleeding. If it's heavy coats, it will definitely bleed. So you don't want to swipe around, just up and down. Light, 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 light coat. Less is more. So here's my first coat. You don't want to blow dry it. Again, you just want to let it dry naturally. Your coat should be so light that by the time you get up here or wherever you started, this should be already dry. So then you can go ahead and go right over that with your next coat. So this is 2 coats, and I'm looking at it, and I'm definitely going to want another coat, but I want to make sure that this is dry before I put the next coat on. If you have any places that are picking up paint instead of putting it down, it just means that you need to let that area dry because it was too heavy and it's picking it up. So make sure it's all dry, and then we can do that next coat. When your last coat is done, you don't need to wait for it to dry. It's actually going to peel up better if you peel it when it's still a little bit wet. So then you're just going to peel all the blue off. If it comes off in sections, don't even worry. Just go back and get it. Then in your little kit, you should have the little pin, the safety pin. So just open it up, and then just take your time and pull out all the little extra pieces. At this point, even with the little inside, you can blow dry it. because they might pull up better if they're a little warm. If you have an X-Acto knife at home, they actually work really well picking out all your insides. If you have a little bleeds, you can take the knife or the pin would work, and you just can scratch off. These are like little feather marks where the paint just snuck under the stencil into the grain of the wood. And you can just clean it up by scratching it right off, and then the white paint is under it. Little insides. Those were a lot of little insides. Okay. You can also, at this point, if you want, do a light sand, and that would soften all the letters. You probably won't be able to see it on the video, but it'll also clean up all the little scratch marks. All right, now it is time for the fun part. So I poured the paint on the plate. That way you can stick your hand in it and cover it all up. The key to this part is going to be, you don't want any pools or puddles of paint. You actually just want a light coat. So I'm actually going to get a paper towel and just kind of clean it up so it's wet but not like any drips or puddles or pools. You get it. Okay, then you can start with your first one. So you're gonna wanna dry in between each handprint. You can use any paint you want for this. I use latex paint. If you have a latex allergy, you might want to go ahead and use an acrylic based paint. So if you have paint at home, you can use it for this part. I wouldn't suggest using it for the stenciling part because other paints are going to peel up with your stencil. Also, if you have other colors, you could do favorite and together different colors as well. So you want to make sure that they're dry in between each handprint, and then just keep doing that. And that is it. Have fun.